So, welcome to the Archangel Michael Live. It'll be a bit before anyone shows up, but that's alright. We're going to have a different approach. Had to go to plan B, but we don't have much content anyway. The Lord's Prayer, ask a few questions, sort out a few things on my mind. But this is the way. I will wait. When you build, they will come. Well, I will leave it like this until somebody comes. We will see. Well, we still have no one, but that's alright. That's okay. We can continue on. If you keep trying, then you are not a failure. So, no one wishes to help me make decisions. Hello? There's one person watching. Well, how are you? I do not have much content at the moment. I am a bit conflicted in what I am to do. But we will get the main content over with. If I am truly to be this guy that you expect, that yous hope for, that yous know about, that yous read about, this guy, I have to learn to forgive everybody, regardless. I make my stand where I kept my promise, and I always keep my promises. But I am bound to only God. So what I do is for God. I will live up to this name. I do not take this in vain. This is the only one that you will get. I have to get fit in body as well as my mind. And I am getting fit in my mind by making my solace with all those that say my name in vain. So, going into Dee's chat was solace that God told me to do. And now that has been done. And that is the last of that. There is no requirement for any more contact. I have done what God asked me to do with her. Now I have to deal with the Black Vulture. Now I know Jaguar says we are not to go into attack mode, and we are to forget. But this is true. We have to forget and we have to forgive. But it is very hard with that one. Apparently, all I am is a man that wants to chop up women with an axe. No, I have never chopped up a woman with an axe. Not once. Or even contemplated it. So, we have to put God in charge now, because I'm getting a little angry, and I need God here with us. So, the Lord's Prayer is time to come. I am not going to be too proppy tonight, but let's have a look. It's pretty deep, the Lord's Prayer. I keep saying that to everybody. What have I got here? Oh, yes. Looking in, looking in. Aha. It's pretty good. I'll just put this away. Just like God, the Lord's Prayer should never be done in vain. You should be meaning it when you say it. Now I'm supposed to put God in charge as part of the first key that you must turn. What all of humanity must turn. So this is my time now. And yes, it happens to be just after midnight. But my family was busy. We have Easter Sunday. My mother being Greek, it's a bit of a tradition. So things have to get prepared. Food for the kids, chocolates, eggs, all kinds of stuff. I hope you have a good time, whether you celebrate the religion or you don't. God wants everybody to have a good time this Sunday. No matter whether you believe or you don't, try to be good. But if you do believe, I hope you get some nice eggs. I hope I get some too. But if I don't, as long as the kids get them, that's the main thing. You have to learn to go without sometimes, so the kids, they can have the little bit of a imagination. We take this imagination away. I find many people telling their children before it's time, destroying their imagination. Let them be kids before this time. Plenty of time, but we only have a short one. Let them be children. Well, the Lord's Prayer. Are we ready? Let's get into it. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but to deliver us from evil. Hail Mary, full of grace. Amen. And there you go. Now God is in charge. We can sit back and relax. And even now, by just saying that, I feel a calmness come over me. I'm pretty angry. I've got a lot to be angry at. A lot. A lot to deal with. A lot of lies are being told to me. A lot of promises have been broken. But that is one thing. I do not break my promises. So, hello, Kiki Eyes. How are you? Oh, you're going to the church tomorrow. That's good. Don't give them too much. Just give them a little. Haha. But everyone needs to go somewhere. And it's good to go to a place if they're not trying to push too much and they are trying to push the good message and you try to do the right thing and you go there and have a good time and a feed and meet everyone. That's good. That's a good place. The church is from within. Yes, that one too. The crunch is from within. Oh yeah, the crunch or the church. I give them what they want. Then they send home to their parents. I know it's bad, but it's my job as a grandma. Oh, grandma. Well, that's part of the thing, see. I don't even know what these girls look like. So when you enter Sparta, I mean, I'm not the guy that's built like a brick shit house with the boots, the armor, and the wings. And I mean, everyone enters Sparta as a strong, powerful warrior. So I hope I don't embarrass you by making you two like you're very strong. Because in my mind and what you have done for me, that's what you are. And we could all be on a little adventure. It doesn't need to be totally real. We live reality as it is. This is the place to come and relax. Come and learn about God and a few other things. Maybe a little bit about Jag, but not tonight. Well, this is it. A grandma, I'm a grandfather too. My daughter, she was 13 when she had her first child. I wanted to bury the boy, but I knew if I did that, my daughter would never speak to me again. So I had to deal with it. The thing is, she's had 3 children with the same guy. So at the end, they kind of suit each other. But I wasn't very happy at the age when she had the first child, I can tell you. Oh, she was under her mother's care. If it would have been under my care, that wouldn't have happened. I can give you the tip. Yes, kids. And I've got another daughter coming up, so I hope I take the same route. But it'll be different with her. Well, I don't have much content. I wasn't going to be on long. Joined the army in New Zealand. I feel a bit calling from God to be a warrior in the modern day age. Yes. So you would be one or part of them if we did go to war again with each other. Not against each other, but you know what I mean. So, yes, you get the calling. Sometimes you get things. Sometimes I've had the calling for a long time, but then again, I was told from a young age what I had to do. So I've sort of been getting prepared. And every time I get the calling, it's when I go to the next part of the mission. So, what I have to do is pretty hard, but I have to make a stand. And this stand I make here on YouTube is with Jaguar and Odell, like I had promised. And I will keep my promise to the very end. That's what it's about, freedom. It's about the message. And that's as simple as that. People think that they're evil. I don't see any evil in them. They may have had to deal with it. They may have had to do it sometimes to survive. Some people do. I've had to. Didn't want to. It's a bit tricky, and you have to repent for it. So, because I did it, I've got to do another extra task. That's just how it rolls with me. I got rules all over the place I've got to do, not just bound by these human laws. To do this mission for God is really, really hard. But I understand when you get the calling, be proud. And if you serve your country, if you even went to engagement or not, you did what you had to do and be proud of yourself. Not everyone can step up and go and join an army. That's not for everyone. Not everyone can pull the trigger and kill somebody or be ordered to kill somebody. So, you are very brave. And people think that's a bad thing. Well, it's not. It is brave. When you want to become a warrior or a soldier, it's not just a life for everybody. Well, like I said, I'm going to be on for a little bit. My decision lies with what I am going to do with this black vulture. Whether I turn the other cheek, like I asked thee to. All that was a list planting a seed. It may grow, and then she will understand what I had. And that is it with her. But how to approach this black water and do that continuous. I would have. I can't believe it. I chop up women with axe. That's all I want to do. Shred people like that. No, that was just an act. It brought attention to the message that I have to get out for God, and also to bring attention to what YouTube is all about and how it must be changed. See, YouTube has a big problem, a very big problem. It allows that road activity to continue the way you report now. They've given you a little window to put more things in, change the format, and how you press the button, it comes up different. I respect that honor bound by faith. There is honor and wisdom in your view, yes. Honor and wisdom, that's the thing. There's plenty of intelligence in the world. I got that, that's no worries. But there's not much wisdom. You know, that's true. It is true, and it's very sad. You'd think people would be more wise to what they learned from the past. But we keep doing the same thing, keep having the same wars, keep going back around the same. That's why that word revolution, hear that person, oh, he was a revolution. You only come around up to us and repeat it. Oh, cutting out. I don't like that when it cuts out. That kid must be playing on his game again, but it is his Wi-Fi, so I just have to take it as it is. Yes, I'm sorry. Is it better now? Because it seems to be better here, but otherwise it must be a delay. But it's okay now. It seems okay. Yes, thank you. Well, yes, it is true. You have to have not try to lead people astray. I am not a preacher going to sit here and babble on out that book, this and this and this. I say that one prayer. That's it. That's all is needed. I don't need to quote that book. If you want to go there, you have to go to that church. But when you listen to him, you must also understand the book yourself before you go and listen to him. because then you will know whether he's trying to say it the right way. People perceive that book in their own fashion, in their own way. So you have to be careful. The message you might be getting might not be quite correct. You will know when you get the good message, when you're around the good people, when you can see that there's no shiftiness, no eyes looking at each other behind everyone's back. Watch for that, because when people are doing that, looking funny around, take notice. God wants you to take notice. I want you to take notice of that, because that's people doing things behind your back. That's shifty. That's doing something that what that person knows with them, but what you don't know. And I know this because through detectives. Detectives are taught 98 different face expressions to find out a liar. Like when you lie, your eyebrows, they raise involuntarily. You don't even control this. So remember, if you want to do proper poker face and you want to lie, make sure your eyebrows don't rise up, because I will see you as a liar, and so will a detective. There's many more ways now. When I last dealt with the police, there was 98. They've probably got hundreds of ways now. It's called profiling. You profile someone correctly, you can judge them correctly. It's like I said before. If you practice in the game of poker and look at the people's faces, you soon learn to read the play. And you read their face. Ah, look, he lifted his eyebrow. He must have a good hand. Oh, no, it's dropped. He got a shit hand. That's how that rolls. And I have lived my life like this. Many churches are different. I have experienced that. What's your opinion of a church speaking in tongues? Well, tongues. If you find he starts speaking in tongues, well, you know to get up and say, sorry, this is not the place for me. I'm going to have to go down the road and find another church. And if he's a true church, a true pastor or preacher, he'll let you go. He wouldn't try to drag you back in. That's dragging you back down to hell. Remember this. If you walk into a place of God, then you should be able to walk out of that place of God whenever you feel like it, for whatever reason. And if they try to stop you and ask you why, then you have to ask yourself, why are they dragging me back? Back to the most symbolized building that you can get. Back to where they've got the man hanging up on a cross. Back to where there's more symbols in there, and they tell you not to praise the symbols. But there's symbols all through those places. That's how they draw you in, through the symbolization. Don't learn yet. The church is in here. That's the temple. Not the temple. Not the one up the road. The temple in here. These two things are a temple. That's what the book means. Doesn't mean the temple of this church, temple of that church. This temple. Open up this one. Click. Let God in. Fill the vessel. That's not the wine glass or the goblet that they portray to have the blood of Christ in it, which is the blood of a man as well as a God, and you're drinking it. That's a ritual. You don't drink anyone's blood or eat the body of anybody. Right? Christ and God is in with you. He was born with it. You don't need to eat it. To me, I will teach you something. Real magic is given to you, passed down, given, marked in certain ways, like the mark on my hand. See? No, it's not go the way through, but there's a big giant burn mark scar there. on the right hand, on the left hand as well. Because this is the hand of man. And this is the hand of God. All throughout history, man has used the hand of God to hold the weapon and strike at each other. That's not man, can't do that. That's God's hand. So when they came across the Spartans never fought with the spear or the sword in the right hand. Oh no! The true secret of the Spartan shield was the Spartans were left-handers, or what we call in Australia, molly jukers. They held this in this hand. They held the shield on this one. And when the enemy come across this, after thousands of years of man using the hand of God, they did not know how to defeat this. And that is the true secret of the Spartan shield. It was a phalanx the opposite way, and they never knew how to defeat that. The only way it could be defeated was in the open. Now the Spartans themselves failed. They forgot to use the double phalanx, where you have ones with right and left. If that was so, you would have never defeated them. That is why I have chosen the name Sparta, because we fight the right way, not the wrong way, using the wrong hand. This hand is God's hand, belongs to God, supposed to be over your heart as a man, so you do not use love as a weapon, because that is only woman's right. This is your hand. This one is supposed to be to the ground for Mother Nature, to push the people back, the kids and the women, so you can protect them and to stand up for yourself. But this one is God's hand. That is why you will find those satanic mob who still use the left one, because they know if they try their evil with God's hand, they will be struck. This is the truth. Humanity has been lied to for many centuries, many thousands of years, even before the coming of Jesus. This is the true history. That's the true way the Spartans fought. The way of God, the way of freedom, the way men and women should fight. And unfortunately, to gain this freedom, we have to fight for it. There's too many enemy out there that want to do us harm. We cannot just all lay back. In the Bible, it says you can defend yourself. And you can defend yourself vigorously, in a great way. But you have to do it in a way where you do not kill. Remember that. It doesn't say in the Bible, lay down and let them put you up on a cross. It doesn't say be not to fight. It says stand up. You think Jesus didn't fight? He fought all the way. To get his message out. This battle with heaven and hell is nothing like you can possibly even imagine. For me to explain it to you, we'd be sitting here for weeks and weeks. The live would have to go on. I have to plug the phone in, get the toilet and all, for you even to come close. And even then, you'll be so tired and so confused, you wouldn't know where you was at. No, it is on all the levels. And to get the message out is the right thing to do. And at the moment, what Jaguar's message is trying to do is better that the women can sort that out. They know what they have to do there for the people. My job is just to protect it. Protect that idea, protect that vision, and protect that freedom. That is simple. If people wish to judge me by being Archangel Michael, or like they say, a guy in a mask that likes to chop women up with an axe, well, let them do that. But I know what I am. I know I've got the receipts. I know the Australian government knows who I am. And I knows the King of England knows who I am. So, you know, that's just it. I have actually got the receipts. I've got the form. I was thinking about showing you the letter I wrote to the government. And the government let it come back. So then you would know what the full thing was. And if I've got such a thing and the government knows I've got such a thing, why haven't they busted down my door to get it? You think about this. An element that is so heat-proof that we don't have it on the periodical scale. We don't have a sample of it. And we have the ability to clone and to regenerate and copy things. So if they get a sample of this, they can make themselves a metal that thin. You'll be able to go in and out the atmosphere without any worries in the world. It could be turned into an impenetrable armor. Because that's what it is. I have it in my pocket right now, but they dare not come near me. I have the element of life from out there, proof in my pocket right now of life existing beyond Earth. But they won't come near me with it. I've openly told them I have it. They know I have it. Now, you think, if I've openly told them that, why haven't they come and arrested me, put me in some mental asylum if I am crazy? I showed the receipts, and YouTube shut my channel down, or shut my ability to do messages and posts and see what I was doing. That would be my government would have told them that. They're going on a bit of a power strike, this government here. Very evil. Very evil. You think you're over in America, you think the bad government. Oh, this government over here is just switched into another key. A key of evil. It's all about the weaponization of things. They wish to get it and weaponize it. They won't come and ask me for it directly. You know? They won't do that. I even talked to Elon Musk. Personally, I was talking to him for 3 months. He never asked me for it. In fact, all he asked me for was to take photos of the sky. Because he's got a computer that he can look at a photo and superimpose that computer up in the sky, and he can see his satellites. So it just goes to show you what type of computers and technology they have. But you've never heard of something like that before. But that's what I used to do. I found it strange. He talked a little bit about these children and family life. I didn't ask him much. But that's a fact. And I cut that off. I stopped talking to him. Simple as that. But that's true. Where did he come from? He just popped up. Boop. Pretty strange. See, they were waiting for me to turn the wrong key, see, and offer him. being the rich man, being the guy that's, oh, he's the good guy. He ain't the good guy. He was sniffing around. That's the game they play. I tell you now, the government know what I got. They had the rich guy talking to me for 3 months. You work out what's going on. And I have no reason to lie or make this up. That's a fact. I keep telling you, I am the real Archangel Michael. I'm the only one you're going to get. The task I have is very hard, but I must do this one first. For some reason, I am drawn to do this. I must do this. There's a reason for when I do this next part of my mission, the main part. I may need this outlet to show people. I may need a good person like Jaguar to return a favor one day and get the message out. Same with my sister. If she ever decides to talk to me, that's the whole reason about her. She can get the message out. It's all about me getting my message out. I will protect those that I believe can help me get this message out. My message hasn't even started to come out yet. When I do that, I'll be sending them footage, and it'll be up to them to decide how they put it out. That's right. So, I'm at a bit of a crossroads. Whether I deal with these people on YouTube, or I turn the other cheek for the black owl, I should the other cheek for her. I haven't seen Golden on her chat for a while. I don't know what's going on there. I'd like to get that apology over and done with. And that's 2 down. I don't have to worry about. Then there's just the black vulture. Maybe I need to let it sit. Because I know how Jaguar has not attacked her. It has made that black vulture very, very confused and very angry and even more bitter. And that's just it. She's bitter now. That's just it. That is why I said to Dee and planted that seed. When you're finished, you must turn the other cheek. So when she's finished with her bitterness, she will learn to turn the other cheek. Against Jaguar. Jaguar do this. I did this all on my own because God wants me to do it, and I planting in their heads. If they grow correctly, they will know what they've done wrong, but it'll be too late to apologize for them. And then they will realize their sorrow and their mistake. And then they'll have to repent for that. It's going to start on me again, and I'm going to get very angry. I'm sorry about that. This is not supposed to be doing that. No. At the crossroads. I've been lied to. Had my heart broken. And, well, it's caused me to be a bit bitter. But I've had to change my mind on a lot of things. A lot of things lately. Whether I keep staying here, or whether I go out there and do my mission a little bit early. Because it's time I did it anyway. I do have 16 years. But I would go to the East Channel, but no one sees me in there. In the West. Oh, hey, no, I did not. I did not know. They must have went up without putting up. But I will go off very shortly. I've only just had to do this. Thank you, Nick. That's that little spike, that sword that you have. They keep poking me in the right way. I will be there shortly. I'm sure Odell is a big enough man. He can handle what's coming his way. Don't you think? I just need to get this off my chest, Nick. Things are bothering me. And I have the power to do some great things. Sometimes I, too, need a little bit of guidance. You're the priest that was on earlier, without the mask, right? No, I am no priest. I don't claim to be a priest or preacher, but I claim to be the Archangel Michael. I wear this mask for YouTube. It confuses their algorithm, because to YouTube, this is just a show. This is just a man in a mask, just like a puppet. And being like this, I can get away with a lot. But I try to keep my tongue. Help a sister and ask why I can't be seen. I support Odell and Jack. What do you mean you can't be seen? Or at least the man doing teachings. I'm going to pay more attention. Well, I'll get some good content for you. At the moment it's live, I didn't bring content. I do the Lord's Prayer every time. I usually have my microphone and that, but that makes a bit of this plan B. But anyway, but yes, you're welcome to go earlier in and see what I do the Lord's Prayer. I find I'm the only one really that does lives that starts with the Lord's Prayer. Not the content creator. There's some that are out there that do it. There's some that are part of the church that do it. There's some that run the books. But that's not the guy, the Archangel Michael, who is the Archangel Michael, the real one, sitting here. All I say is the Lord's Prayer. I don't preach out of that book. I might give you a little bit of a revision, but that's just it from my view. I will not look at that book and preach that book to you here. That's a preacher. In the last part of that book, you have to watch out for prophets and preachers. You're not supposed to trust them. No apostles, nobody, even this next coming. When you think it will be the Jesus, treat it with a skeptical eye. It's something to do with the sin reactor and their false god that they're trying to capture or create. What has that brought to humanity? The sin reactor. What has it brought to humanity? What goodness has it brought to humanity? What has it brought to you? What has it brought to your table? What has it brought to anybody? It brought nothing. Billions of dollars has been spent to build it. Billions of dollars are spent to run it. Half the electricity of the world is used when they run it. Things change and get Mandela effects every time they turn it on. And they have given nothing to man. What? They've given us a picture. Oh, we're looking at these little bitty things that you can't see on this paper. But we can give you a full digital display, which is nothing really, because they can make that up. Just like I make up all my AI. It's a bit of a joke, really. Oh, but you can't see it because it's so small. Oh, what are you doing there trying to look at it then? How are you seeing it? Show us that. They won't show you. They will show you the bullshit they want you to see. But there's millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. For what? For what? Just like all those wars, all those millions of dollars, for what? It does no good to humanity, that CERN reactor. It has done nothing for us. We have learnt nothing. You and me have personally learnt nothing. We have benefited from it? No way. So why is half the money and half the electricity and half all everything into it? And all these people talking about a bit of paper with some shapes on it. Those shapes that he's showing you is the only original sound that the universe makes. The first one. Om. O-M. That's it. That's the sound of God. Om. That's why you hear all them priests and that carrying on like that. That's the part of Genesis with all those evil ones and the Illuminatis and all that. That's how they center around that. It's all about the Egyptians and all that. They used to do the same. About time you's actually looked. I wish I could give you my eyes. I wish I could give you the way I see. Then you will understand the way I see it. Pretty hard when you've got something in your pocket that's more powerful than any government out there. I've got more power in my pocket than the whole of America. I got more power in my pocket than the whole of China. I got more my power in my pocket than the whole of Russia. And all the other nuclear things combined. You know, I too have the power to wipe out a third of man. 6 weeks, and you'll be gone. From an hour to 6 weeks. And I don't even have to be anywhere near you. But that's just the thing. As a man, I think, well, maybe I should use it and teach all these people a lesson. Is that why God has given it to me? No, it is not. It is to keep evil in my pocket. Keep evil in check. Without these two pieces, evil can never complete its task. Ever. And I had a third piece, the key to heaven. Now I am a man, and I am bound to the ways of men. So, even I, as the Archangel Michael, as a man, can go to a path of evil. So, if I ever did fall to this path of evil, there had to be something else put in place. So I gave the key to heaven back to St. Peter. And that way, I cannot get into heaven. See? I even had to check myself. That's what God wanted me to do. He said, no, you've got too much power with those 3 pieces. You need to give one to somebody. And I found St. Peter. He was with me all along. I've known him from a young boy. We are the same age. And he is a black man with an affliction. It started with this Eden. It must finish with this Eden. Regardless of what you've been told in that book, what religion and what you believe in your religion and your way, it is not the way that is being played on this game. The pieces are here. The pieces are in my pocket. One of the pieces was the blood of Christ, being given by the Pope to the King of England. Another piece is that pale horse. As simple as that. And the proof that it exists is my receipts that I have from the government and my correspondence with them. I do not lie. I know it seems bad. I know you may be scared. But that's why I'm here. I am here to tell you the message. There is no reason to be scared. It might seem dark and gloomy, because that's how it is. You have to understand, it's not like you've been told. It's nothing like the movies. It's all darkness and terrible. It's a family feud. Has been for thousands of years. You have to fight your own brothers and sisters, regardless whether you love them or not. Getting into heaven is not as easy as you think. You think you're just going to be good, it's going to get no. Heaven is secured. It is locked up tight. You cannot get in unless you are questioned. Good, bad, whatever. You do not get put into heaven unless you are questioned. They will not let anyone into heaven. That's like Fort Knox. You need to know who you are before you come in. Regardless. Good, bad, whatever. Everyone is questioned when you go to heaven. If you're good, the questions are less. You get in quicker. What you do down here is the amount of questions you get asked. Some of those questions you're not going to like. You're going to hate them. And if you hate them, then you'll go to hell. You must repent. I would start repenting here on earth before you get up there and have to have the line going for miles. Because when it comes, you're going to be lining up for heaven very fast, very quick. And it won't be through me. But I have the power to do such a thing. No, what I have to do is put them in a place that the evil can never get them. At the moment, it won't come and face me, because I'm too strong with these. I'm too strong for them, too strong for evil. My heart is pure. My soul is the strongest God built. It has to be. What I have to endure. You know, in that book, it talks about someone going into the belly of a beast. Well, you ever think about what I've got to do? And I have to fear no evil as a man and think that God has to protect me when I go inside. So you think about that. And that's just the way that is. And there's two dragons in the story. But one you've been told is a pale horse, is not. That's the dragon, about 8.5 tons. Named Nunjan. It's a male and a female, even has a pouch. If they ride that, you really will have death coming, and hell will come all behind it. That's why I must get it. I ride it, yes, death will come, and hell will come behind death, and they'll come after me. That's the plan. That's it, that's the plan. I've got the sword of God. I can use it once only. I wish I could show you it. Then people would realize that I really am the Archangel Michael. But I can only use it once as a man. And I must choose this time. It is very hard to have anyone believe what I have to do without the footage. So, soon that is what I'll be doing. Because my heart was broken from a promise from someone that has never kept it and promised me so many things, but gave me nothing but heartache and sorrow, and to watch them do what they say they was going to do with me? Ah, well, it's time I got this mission on the road. So I might start going out into the bush a lot more to find him. I got an idea where he is, and I don't have to look for him. There's a secret. The secret that they don't know. The Australian bush is a magnificent place. My father told me, he said, Michael, if you go out there and you sit quiet enough and long enough, it'll come to you. And that's as simple as that. You'll be amazed at what comes up to you. The funniest times is when you get up in the morning and there's a full 1 ton camel sitting there chewing away. Nom, nom, nom. You know, what the hell, a camel in there? Oh my God. It's pretty scary when you wake up in the morning. There's a camel sitting in your tent, right at the front of your tent. Didn't expect that. But there's some strange things out there. There's even people, Aboriginal people, a tribe that has not come in yet. If they see, they'll just walk away from that. That's why I'm to take a little bit of salt with me. But I cannot give them any of my water or any of my food, because they will get sick. But they are very deep, and you have to sit very quiet and for a very long time before they trust you and come up. But they are there. Strange. I am going to go out there. It's time I got out, back out into nature, back out to talk to God. I will take you out there. If there's transmission, we'll go live. I will do a lot of lives out there if we've got transmission. The Lord dwells there. The Lord dwells here and here. That's what he is. That's the main place. The Lord is everywhere. His beauty is his design, his structure, and his plan. But the God that you love, the God and the light that you look for, is not up in heaven, nor is it in hell, nor is it across the other side of the universe. God put all this light into us. There's a little bit of God inside you. You have to switch him on. The only way you can do that is you have to love him totally by filling your vessel. The vessels in your heart is the vessels that book talks about, that those priests are supposed to tell you about. Not that vessel that you're going to drink the blood of Christ. Your blood, the blood of Christ, pumps through you. You have to resurrect the Christ and the God in you before the true resurrection can happen. It has also got to do with the spinal fluid. Okay? Usually when they do the spinal fluid, they call it the champagne or the Jesus tap, because that's the spinal fluid. That's the fluid of Jesus going up, operating through the body into the mind. People sitting down, not exercising, getting up, moving around, they're blocking Jesus. They're blocking the spirit through the fluid. A lot of other people would teach you this too in a different way, in the Hindu way, and people with reflexology and people that believe in this new way. But it is true. The body and everything about it is in that book. It's all about the temple. These temples here. There's 2 of them. So you have to open up both of them like doors and let God into the brain, into the third eye. Like they talk about with the Illuminati and all that shit. But this is true as a follower of God. because you do have a third eye inside. It's not really an eye, but when you activate it, when you close your real eyes, there'll be still light on inside. Trust me, when it first happened to me, I shit myself. I couldn't get to sleep for weeks. Closed my eyes, and everything looked like someone had a torch trying to shine them through your eyelids. It was crazy when I first had the light turned on in my head. When that forest grew, see, the way my people were taught and the way my father taught me, you put a seed of knowledge. People might not understand what you've done when you've done this seed. That's not what the problem is. There's a seed. But when they understand it and nurture that seed of knowledge, it starts to grow, starts to go through their brain. Sometimes bursts into a thought. And it's like, oh, and they have an epiphany. They wake up. These are knowledge that were planted in us as children from our elders. And as we get older, we realize what they were about. It's just a way of doing things. You talk of diodes, electrodes, downloads, uploads. We need to get back to the talking of seeds and vines. See, the old men up there, where we got our land claim, I was going to show him what I have in my pocket. The old man, the oldest, the one in charge. But he was talking about machines and mechanisms and diodes. And my father told me watch him at the end, Michael. If he's not talking about seeds and vines and wood, do not show him. And unfortunately, that old man, he was talking about diodes, machines, mechanisms. So even the man with the full briefcase has not got the full briefcase. See, I am the insurance policy. I am the one that holds the platinum folders in my briefcase. But that's just that way. And I have to deal with them too. They will not help. They're always thinking about money. They're always thinking about how they're going to get back at the Australian government. They're thinking about how they're going to keep the separation of white and black. When walking together as we should be doing, we should be using some of the old, some of the new, and something completely made up on the spot. Never tried before, never done before. This is what I have to achieve. I can show you the method I've got to the dance that we have to do to appease it, that everyone can do and be a part of. But the new religion, the new way of believing and trusting God and getting it all ready for the new guy that's coming, for the next Jesus. I am just here to set up a stage. Jaguar's here to set up a stage too. She's a curtain puller. Haven't you realized that yet? Every time she pulls the curtain, you see something else. I see what she is. I know what she is. I don't question that. I only question that she does the right thing, and she has, and she is going to, regardless of what anyone says. And if she steers a little bit astray, well, I am there to put her back on path, and I'm sure the people around her will remind her. People seem to think that she doesn't do anything that anyone asks her. Well, that's a lie. Because what I seen was Maggie was the only one that could tell Jaggy what to. This is my channel. Shut up. And she did. Yet I haven't seen anyone else have that ability. Yet she'll talk differently. She'll talk back to front, that one, the Black Vulture. See, people don't see it. People got to look more at the reality of the situation, more at the realism, what is actually going on. Right or wrong, Jaguars, there's been no receipts ever to stick on her. Not one. How many years have they been at her? How many receipts have stuck? When they put me up a list of that. Oh, but she went to jail. She went to jail. So what? I bet you half the people that have been bagging her, they've been to jail too. For worse shit. Oh, but she's getting chased, and they want to get, so what? Bit different over there in America. If you're chased by one state and you go to another, over here in Australia, they'll just transport you straight over. They don't care which state you go into. They'll transport you straight back to where you did the crime. Different rules over here. America's a bit funny. You would think having a federal government like that, it goes all like that, they'll centralize her and lock her up. So it can't be too bad if they're not. So I take that with a pinch of salt. Want her to go to jail, this jail. They all want her to shut up. They all want her to end up in that jail. Why do they want her to end up in that jail? Because that's how they killed Epstein. That's how they silenced him. That's how they'll silence Jaguar. If Jaguar goes to jail, they won't be like Diddy and stay alive. That'll be the last time we see her. So we have to keep her out of jail. That's a fact. Diddy is in there because he's serving the purpose of the real evil. The real people that are evil. The real faction. As long as he's there, that faction will keep chewing each other apart and dobbing each other out. But the real faction that runs them, that allowed them to be in the first place, the one that signs the checks, that's who you got to look for. Diddy gets checks signed to him. He doesn't sign checks yet. He's not that wealthy. Look at the way things are done. Oh yes, he pays for this. Oh yes, he pays for that. He still gets checks. When you're that rich, you don't get checks. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't get checks. You just generate money. He still gets checks. Same with Jay-Z. They still get checks. They all still get checks. Who's paying them these checks? That's who the real evil is. They're only puppets. Puppets in the bigger game. So don't ever think they're big in this. They're nothing. Puppets. Pathetic puppets trying to play demons and witches. Face me. Any of them. Anyone that's out there that thinks they're a witch or a demon or something that they think that they're not. Face me. Come face me. Face me on this chat. Face me in reality. We see how good you ain't. We see if you really are magic. I'll put you to the test. I know things to make you scream in your mind, and you'll be sitting there paralyzed. Then I'll test you right out to see whether you're magic. No magic on earth can defeat me. No magic can ever get into me. My soul is the strongest for a reason. So I can defeat evil and keep it at bay, keep it at check. To protect God, to be the one that holds up, to be the strongest, to take all the arrows, to take all the spears, and they still keep standing. It's very hard as a human, but that's the way the game has been played. Been played that since the days of Noah, whether you like to think so or not. That's the way the game's been played. Read the book. Understand what it is trying to tell you. The church will not have you believe this because they'll have you raking in the cash. God has had his hands over this earth since the days of Noah, since he put up the rainbow, and he has let us decide our own decision. That is what he gave Noah the decision. A man had to decide whether we go on or whether we sail through the 40 days. Because after 40 days of supplies, they will start to eat animals. Then they'll end up having to eat each other. And then there will be no life. So the fact that they found land before the 40 days was a bit of grace from God. Because God knows that he cannot destroy life. That's his one rule. And he was going to. He was going to break his own rule when he flooded the earth. So he put in a clause, a man on a boat to decide the fate. And again, this is what God has done. Put the hands of a man to decide a fate, decide a godly decision. Because you must remember, right or wrong, wrong or right, God is infallible. God's always got a fall guy. Someone's always got to cut the blame. Cop that one. Because God can't. He's God. I know that sounds cruel, but that's how the game's played. That's what it's all about. To keep life flowing, there has to be rules, there has to be regulations. People are not going to understand it. People are saying your vision of God and heaven is dark and is driving people away. Well, then don't go. Simple. Be evil. Choose the path that you want to choose. Going to heaven is not easy. It's hard. But the better you are here on earth, the more good you are here on earth, the less questions you have to be asked. See, as a man, I would like to go to heaven so I can see Kelly again. But I know what I have done. I will not be allowed to be let in easily. So, I have also Archangel Michael that had been taught about long before I met Kelly, since I was a young person. So people might think I'm schizophrenic and got two people in me. No, I just got 2 lives to live. I've lived many lives, I've just got 2 lives to live. A few laws to run by. I am the same person nonetheless. Whether I speak like this or in my normal voice. I just find this is one to get the message out. People don't listen to me in my normal voice. Seem to think I'm some sort of a joke. But that's the way it is. Maybe I should finish the live. I believe Jack. Yes, I believe Jack well and truly. That's as simple as that. And I'm there for a reason. I'm there to help her guide through this storm. Because that's what she's in. A massive storm is around that woman. And it's not because she's created it. It's come to her because of what she's trying to say. And sometimes she needs someone to be there. Well, I would not give her really total information. I can see the lady doesn't really like that. Nor anyone else, really. I can understand that. But that's a bit of celebrityism. I find that from my sister. That's why she doesn't talk to me. But you get that. I find no fault in her. Her message is pure, and her heart is good. With Jaguar, it's as simple as that. And when people start to realize that, then maybe they might come around and start to turn the other cheek, start to turn these keys that we need to turn. And I'm glad Jaguar's gone that way. We're talking about God and preaching. Maybe she needs to go into the book and get a few things to get it right. Because there's people out there talking, oh, she's doing this, she's doing that, she's claiming it. She's not claiming anything. She's just finding her pathway with God, and she's going to take some people with her. Nothing wrong with that. And if she becomes a preacher and a priest or whatever, and whatever you want to do in that Jagannatha's hole of freedom is what you do. That's the plan of her and the ladies and whoever she has to run that hole. My job is to protect it. What happens inside is what happens inside. I protect the outside barrier. This is the proper way of life. What we've forgotten. Men should have a say in the way we run things. That's a given. We should all have a say in the way we run things. That's a given. When it comes to being more godly, well, we need to sit down with a group of women. A think engine, the most powerful weapon and thing that we have as humanity. And it can only be created by a group of women. But they must be level-headed women. And they must be women from all walks of life. So that's going to be hard. That's up to you girls to stop this bitching. And stop this henpecking. And try and work this world out. Because the closest love that you can ever get to God. Because no one, even when you get up there, you're still not going to be able to see him. He's too bright, and he's too strong, and he's too powerful. You'll burn away. Okay? You'll feel his grace, but you'll not be able to see God. He's just too bright. He's just too powerful. Okay? There's only one that has ever gone up to talk to him. Only one that's ever heard him. Physically. And that's Lucifer. The son. The firstborn. This is the reason why I split his tongue. So when he went up there, he couldn't talk back. People wonder why. Why did I split his tongue and not kill him? Because that's not what God wanted. No father wishes their son to fall. Regardless. And he was the first creation of God. Was Lucifer. The one that was going to take over him if God decided he had enough and wanted to go into something different. Which could still happen. God's a funny bloke. But no, he has to keep life going because his son talked out against life. Talked the way he should treat us humans. And God didn't like that. So, here we are today. And we'll be here tomorrow, if God allows it. And the next day, if God allows it. We can only hope and pray for tomorrow. And prepare for it. But it may never come. Only God can give us tomorrow. So, been on for 1:19, and I haven't used my content. Got a bit of my chest out. Thank you guys for coming here. I know you're always here, Kiki Eyes. Haven't seen Saga review. Nope. She must be busy, but I don't hold just to it. Like I said, yous ladies, yous don't really have to do anything as a mod. I've just given you that as a reward. Especially you, Kiki Eyes. I know by you openly talking about me in that chat, they'll look at you with a skeptical eye. You know what I'm saying? With a skeptical eye. So I can understand the stress that you know, but I'm glad that you did. Because I know how this game is played. It will be a skeptical eye. So thank you very much. And that's a reward for you too. And it just gives you something. And when people see that, they go, oh, you better step back. There's someone there with a wrench. But you really don't have to moderate. I am not putting any pressure on you, any extra tasks. If you need to do something and you can't be here all the time, that's just as simple as that. You don't have to be here. I like that you support me. I know it's you that support me most. I do. But that's just it. I'm not holding you to anything. I've just made you captains. You've entered the story as heroes. So heroes you're going to be. And that's just the reward. As simple as that. I hope that moderation doesn't really have to be used, but we'll see. But then again, we do have a few trolls pop in every now and again. Not many people watching, but when the message gets out and I bring some proper content, some real footage, then we will see. At the moment, I think people don't watch me because they're too frightened of the truth. Not so much they don't want to watch me because they don't like me. They're frightened of the darkness of the truth. And the truth is dark. And it's been made this way. We have to fight this way. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. Look at the world. Look how much evil is in it. Every time you open up the door, someone's screaming at someone else, and they're going to bash this one. Two people are arguing, couple arguing all the time. You go down the road, there's two people fighting. Turn on the TV. Oh, there's another war. Another 5,000 people died. Your children, when they watch the TV, they see that many people die before they get to the age of 10. And with the games, it's all about desensitization. We need to put a bit more level. If we want to stop this aggressive warness, maybe we should stop these war games. Stop all this bloody news on war. That's the thing. If you did not report on the war, if you did not show news on the war, that war would stop very quickly. As simple as that. Life by truth, die by lies. Yes, well, that's true. Life by truth, and I die by lies. Well, but that's it. If you advertise war, you're going to keep having it. I mean, Trump, he said, you put me as in power, I'll stop that war straight away. And now he's having a bit of issue. But now the real reason comes out. What's that? Oh, we'll do a deal with you, but you give us some of your minerals. We've got to get some money out of that now. See? All reverse policy has happened. First, money was going into Ukraine. Now money is coming out. I told you that leader that you got there, he's selling you out. He sold you out. He's selling off all your minerals now. All those weapons and money they sent you, he put it to his wife's dresses. He sold half the weapons. He hasn't had an election. Declared himself a dictator. Keeps the war rolling. Said no to Trump. I'm not stopping this war. I'm going to keep it going. And Trump says, well, if you want to keep it going, you better give us some of those minerals and the money you get from that. So a decision is going to be made on that. How much they're getting from that. No money is going back into Ukraine. You're getting no money. No money for Ukraine. Ukraine's now going to pay. Have you looked at what's going on? My government doesn't like it. Because they're evil. They're pure evil, my government. They want to be right. Oh, well, Ukrainian brothers. Oh. No. Our government shouldn't have sent a cent. All those bush ranger vehicles, all those bush things, we should have kept them here. We just promoted that war. And they're still doing it. For what reason? So they can get that Ahmad back in power? Steal some more children? When they tell the world what they did with the 22,000 orphans out of Ukraine that got on a plane and were supposed to go to America, and no one knows where they landed, no one's ever seen them again. When they tell me what's happened to those children, when the world exposes that, I'll back Ukraine up. Until then, Ukraine can go to hell. Pure evil. 22,000 kids. Where did they go? Where are they? Did you eat them? See? America is responsible for that. That's a fact. The lady in charge, she's often been seen at satanic rituals. There's many photos of her who does satanic rituals. So you think about that. Where's those 22,000 children, the orphans? They're gone. Yes, organ harvesting, whatever they can get their hands on, whatever the rich buy them, the rich people. They buy their organs, they buy them as slaves, they buy them as products. Each one of those child, they can make money from them in the sex industry. Or like you said, if they can't make it in the sex industry, they'll chop them up and harvest them. Over 100,000 children go missing in USA in a year. There's 36,000 in Australia that go missing every year. And out of the 36,000 that go missing every year, only about 7,000 are actually found. What happens to the rest? What happened to the 29,000 then? Where they go? They're never found again. This happens all over the world. All over the world, you've got, yes, America is terrible for the way they've 100,000, but all over the world, you've got nearly, it works out nearly about 470,000 children a year go missing. 500,000 kids go missing a year. And it's easier to go missing out of countries that don't even have the records. The same ordeal, yes. Like I have been told they have an underground system of railway that goes from one country to the next. Well, that's true, because one of the entrances is in Melbourne. And Melbourne has the biggest homeless population in the world. It also has the biggest missing person population in Australia. No one knows where they go. So, yes, you've even had that Elon Musk talk about such a thing. So, and some of the things he's brought out, it's quite amazing. So they're getting ready for a change of the narrative. See, if you look at what Trump's doing, he's starting to act like the dictator now. He's going to be the lesser of two evils, but he's still going to be a dictator. He's going to dictate the shit right out of America. He's going to dictate to the world. That's his plan. But if you left them other two in, they were sat back and let you bend over and take it dry. They were truly evil. Regardless, people look at her, Kamala Harris, going to say that he's prejudiced against her. She was an asshole. She was a communist. Everything she spoke was Marxism. Marxism 101. You could have gone to the book and you could have quoted everything that she was saying. She was lining you up to go into a pyramid with her at the top. That old man, he was only there because she couldn't get the votes to begin with. And because he's got money. As simple as that. That's what it is. It's true. She's a Marxist. What she was quoting there was straight out of the book of Marxism, out of the book of Lenin for communism. That's how she was trying to tell you, you got to live you got to live in the context of the now, not this. She was trying to tell you, are you a coconut that fell out the tree? These are all types of sayings and such things that they did back when they brought communism into Russia and even into China. And look at Biden. Look at all the dealings he's had with China and his son with China, and I just got pardoned just like that. Oh, that's all right. Would have been me and you, they'd have locked us up and threw away the key. No, her laugh is the definition of an evil laugh. Yeah, her laugh, yes, that's right, her laugh is. I don't like that woman. I can see a lot of evil in her, and I don't know why people are being blinded by it. They're blinded by it because she's a woman and because of the race. But the woman was having a trouble trying to signify which race she was from. One thinks she's this, one thinks she's that. Whoa, she sounds like the Black Vulture, jumping around like Maggie. I can't believe that. 1 minute she's saying she's this, 1 minute she's saying she's that. But did you have a look? Who was at her campaign? All these ones, these Hollywood ones that have all been fingered as part of that Diddy party crew, as part of the evil Illuminati. They're all right there with her. They're almost crying. Oh, if you don't support her, there's going to be trouble for us. Good. That's good. All that election was there was two evil factions having a war. Trump is evil. You've got to realize this. But he's the lesser of the two evils. What he's going to bring on you, you wait and see. He's going to bring the new world order onto your bums. And the rest of the world will follow suit. But they want to do it the other way. What do you think COVID was all about? This is a newspaper, that's a church newspaper, and they say that you're allowed to freely, openly show them away because it's for free, and they like to promote it. I'm not going to show you the paper because I haven't written my disclaimer up. But it's a global cover-up, all about the elephant in the room, COVID 2025. See, my government, they want to try and push this COVID bullshit again and lock everyone up. They liked it when everyone was locked up. It's going to happen in America. What do you think them drones were all about? They're going to round you up, those drones. They're going to take all your jobs. And they're going to police you. That's what they're about. You say, oh, what's these drones? What's these doing? Oh, drone. You ask Donald Trump, what are those? Oh, I don't know. I know what they are. I don't know why they're doing that, but I know what they are. Can you tell us? No, I can't tell you, but I don't know why they're doing that, but I know what they are. Then he gets into power, and now where's these drones? What happened to them? That was a test from a different faction. Was getting upset because just a little bit of scare tactics. But that's what's going to happen. That's what them drones are. Them drones are your force. Them drones are your new security. Them drones are your new master. As you sit there and get fatter, they will keep feeding you with these Uber drones. That's what's happening to America. Goodbye, America. You're getting flushed. Those drones are going to come through and they're going to flush you. Wait and see. Next 2 years, you're going to get full rip. That's why Elon Musk is there. The biggest robotics industry is coming from Elon Musk. These new droids going to be coming, taking your jobs. They can drive vehicles. They can do anything. Almost anything a human can do, except think for themselves. They almost can. So, have a look at the world. They're all evil, all the ones at the top. There's not one that's not. Not one leader is allowed to be a leader in this world unless you are evil. The ones that try to be leaders in this world that are not evil, they get attacked. Like my sister, like Jaguar, like myself. This is the fact. Those ones that are evil are up the top. Every single one of them. I don't know whether people believed in the Simpsons predictions or not, but a lot of those predictions that the Simpsons did come true. And one of those predictions was the stars falling was not the stars from the sky. It was all the Hollywood and music stars were falling out of a big blimp. There's an episode that was taken down from The Simpsons, and it depicted Bart dying by the side of a grave. And each time the family went there, for some reason they never buried him, and he was getting more and more deteriorated. They took this down and hid it away, and even Matt Groening, you will go very wild if you try to chase him about this. But one person was persistent and chased him, found something in his computer, opened it up, and I put a virus through his computer like you wouldn't imagine. But he went and got it cleaned out. When he got it cleaned out, they found it left a file in there, original copy of this original Simpsons episode. And at the end of that episode, when it goes into the gravesite, it has the names of celebrities. That is ones that we know that have died on a certain date. But all the other celebrities in the background, they all die on the same day. So they rejected that. Now the Simpsons episodes follow the tarot cards. If you got the 600 tarot cards out, you got 600 episodes of The Simpsons. That's a fact. That's a fact, and it's the Illuminati tarot cards that they play too. Which has a picture of Donald Trump, which has a picture of the Two Towers, which has a picture of all this. This has all been preordained. They're playing a game here, working to this point to try and beat God. It's hard to understand, it's hard to believe, it's hard to fathom. But that's the truth. To gain this evidence is nearly impossible, because you will die trying to gain the evidence. And if you do bring the evidence out, well, like Jaguar, you will get bagged all the time. Illuminati card game, I've seen them, yes. But there's the proper one that the Illuminati have. And these cards are prediction ones. And they're supposed to do prediction, and they've got written on it all these things. It's crazy. The Two Towers, plane going into that on that picture. Trump. Oh yes. Rome's got it all. It's like history has been preordained by the rich, and they're playing it out bit by bit. It's like Hollywood, when they preset when a movie wants to come out. That movie was filmed 3 years ago. Oh, but it's still another year before we're going to release it, because that's the date that we set. Besides the fact that it's a good movie and it's educational, no, we'll release it then. That's why the fastest jet, still the fastest jet, was designed in the 60s, built in the 70s. It was the late 80s before we even know that they had one. And it wasn't until the 90s when they released the information of how fast it can go. What for? War? Secrets are kept from us. Things are already preordained. Things are already set. Mankind has got a good control on this earth. They can even control the atmosphere. That would be something. That would be a receipt. I can show you that, because I know people have seen those devices all around their communities, and they've gone traveling. They would see a rays like this, and their weather pattern controlling a rays. They say, oh, it's a communication thing. Oh no, it's got to do with putting up ions and electrons into the sky, and it creates a certain heat pattern in the upper atmosphere. And they can control the weather. It's like they can keep this heat pocket around the West Australian mineral to keep the weather away, so they can keep mining. I mean, when COVID was going on, everyone was locked up, except the mines. The money had to keep flowing. Those miners, they got free passage. You know? To got to look what's happening. And COVID was a load of shit, and now they're going to try to push it again. My government are very evil, very Illuminati based. The whole name of Australia was designed by the Illuminati. There's no Captain Australia. There's no Mr. Australia. They didn't pluck that name out of a book or the histories. That name is made up by a group of those Illuminati men sitting together, those Freemasons sitting together and working out the division. AU is a symbol of gold. ST is the symbol of the star. RA, Ra, is the sun god. And LIA, Leah, is the old Latin way to say land. So the way they've got that is the golden land under the star of Ra. So even how they've got the pattern of the name goes exactly the way I said it. It's the golden land under the star of Ra. That's crazy. That's how much thought pattern, evil, and corruption has been put in even to the name of Australia. Because AU is the symbol of gold. You know, that's how they come up with the name Australia. It is the golden land under the star of Ra. And we have pyramids here in Australia. The Gippsland pyramid was deliberately taken apart, pulled down. There's pictures and black and white pictures of it, but they pulled it down. We've got Egyptian hieroglyphs over in the eastern states. He's also got up north here, the Bradshaws. Those Bradshaws are 3,000, 4,000 years old. When an Egyptian princess and an entourage with a few vessels come off course and landed on the top of Australia and walked across. But the path that they walked across was the same path that you find the Boab tree. Now the funny thing with the Boab tree is the legend from over in Africa and the legend from here in Australia is the same one. The tree boasted how beautiful it was. So God didn't like that. He grabbed the tree and he turned it upside down. So that's why the top looks like it's a real little leaves and roots, and no, like it's the roots. But if you look under the ground, the roots go out like it's the top of the tree. This is a fact. And the same story is told in the middle of Africa as is told along that trail in Australia. There's no connection other than those Egyptians, those princesses. They call them the Bradshaws because it was a white explorer that come across it first, and his name was Bradshaw. Pretty simple, but that's true. There's plenty of places out there that's got ancient pyramid where it used to be. No? So the world is more connected than what you thought. And it's like what they got down there in Antarctica. Another set of pyramids down there. What they pulling down there that no one knows about. Strange things happened all over the world, and that's why I'm here, to try and bring that to the light. Okay. I'm just about done. The candle's burned down. I'm a bit hot. It's time for a drink. I am speaking facts. What the fuck have you literally script that you are reading? What the fuck? You literally have a script that you are reading. No, I am not reading a script. There's no paper in front of me here. I'm reading this from my heart and from my experience and from my own knowledge. And the fact that I am Archangel Michael, I'm also reading this for God. God is directly working through me. So, no, a priest would have a script, a preacher would have a script, a prophet would have a script. I don't have a script. The only script I got is an electronic script to get my daughter's ADHD medication. That's the only script I got. I don't write myself a script, although I get like I'm ready, trying to get into a green room and put on the act for YouTube. But that's what it is. A script. No, this is all off the top of my head. And I harbor nothing against you, no anger or no bad will. As I wish I had a script. When I got a script, it's a bit more straightforward, isn't it, ladies? Isn't it, those people that watch? Yes. I usually have good content, good quotes to help build up strength, character. Some things that might get you through the day, some things you just have to take. If they work for you, they work. If they don't, well, you could come sit here and at least listen. We do the Lord's Prayer. I'm the only one that I know does that out of all of them. They all talk about God, and they all talk about this. No, thank you too, guys. I'm going to finish up very soon. I'm going to check out this hotel. I got charged before by Nick. Oh, you're supposed to be over there. Well, why? Why should I supposed to be over there? I don't get paid. They don't pay me. If they paid me, of course, I'd be straight over there, but I don't get paid. I do it out of love and out of kindness. And, well, let's face it, Wolfgang's a man. I'm sure he can handle a few trolls. I'm sure there'll be people there enough to back in with the trolls. I don't need to follow things. I can always catch up. If I need to know anything, they will contact me. Odell has my email. I have his. That's as simple as that. As far as I'll go with that. If they ever need to contact me, they just contact me through that way. And I do the opposite. I do the same. So, that's all I have to say about that. See, an emergency line was put into place. I don't sit with this hole that Jack has with the rest of the moderators. I find I tend to miss that. Either I'm asleep or just the time frame. That's got to work as well, the time frame. People got to put that in the aspect. No, just because Nick's a night owl doesn't mean I am. I got kids. That's another thing. I do this out of love, out of kindness. My time, when I give it, is when it's available. When I feel it's time for my time. At the time now, I don't feel I need to be there. He's a strong man. There will be moderators in his chat. He'll be fine. I will catch up with his stuff later and leave a comment, and he will know that I was there. Same with Jaguar. If she was alive, if she was live, I may have shut down and went straight to her life, because that's one I have to protect, because she does have a lot of trolls go there, unless she's got it on, on subscription only, which is also good. But then again, you still get them ones come in, pay them euros. Crazy. Crazy. Well, thank you. I'm going to shut it down now. I am very tired. I am very thirsty. I thank you coming in, Kiki Eyes. Archangel Michael, I am blessed to meet you. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for coming and watching me. Thank you for giving me that video. That made me feel good, actually. Thank you very much. And cheers to you, Kiki Eyes. Usually we had Saga reveal, but she might be busy. Also, I don't hold these girls to it. I've just given them that because they were faithful. They come and watch me. They made me feel happy, and that's their reward. And I know they feel a little bit good too. So that's all good. We all good. We all happy. Well, I will go live tomorrow night. I might go about the same time, 10 o'clock. We'll see how we go. I will advertise, definitely. Also, I've got to now mess around for 3 hours to try and make a video for number, 1278. Okay, so It's not easy. Those 1 minute videos, they can take anywhere from an hour to 3 hours to try and make that one. It's not easy. It takes a little bit. Sometimes that's why I use a lot of recreate footage I've already done, because it takes so much time to get it right. So thank you for coming in, and faith will be with you. Yes, God bless you. And tomorrow we'll start straight off with the Lord's Prayer. So I wait, have everyone come in, talk, and when we get a few people here, we get that Lord's Prayer straight off. Turn that key, get God straight in charge. And I'll have some good content, some good quotes. We'll have a good talk, and we'll see how we go. So when I go check on the line, we'll see how all these other ones go, and we'll know where we go. Crazy. One day is this way, and one day is the next. So this is the Archangel Michael going. Thank you very much. God bless you, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.